What's up? I'm HUGZ. That's Sam. Welcome to HUGZ and Sam Taylor getting into Mob Psycho 100 Season 2 Episode 4. Last we left off, Sadie wasn't with us, but now she's chilling. She's being really cute and adorable.
So cute.
Sadie is like the next level Stella.
Yeah.
Like she hangs out. I think she learned. She must be watching the videos. She learned to come hang out and lay up on this chair.
And she knows how to do the arm thing where she tucks and she
like
lays on them. Yeah.
Like a bread, that's what we call it.
We call her the tortilla because of her color.
I guess.
She's a toddler.
You call her a tortilla. Well, we call Stella bread. Because she looks like a loaf of bread.
But she looks like a loaf of bread because loaf of breads are like orange on the outside.
Yeah.
Just like
She just
Khaleesi
looks
used
like a
to
loaf of
call
bread.
a biscuit.
All of our animals are named after food because obvious reasons. Alright, but anyway, Mob Psycho 100 this season has been very emotional. Like last season, there were parts that were emotional, but it was more of like always kind of tongue-in-cheek. It was much more like One Punch and stuff like that, where it didn't always feel like it was a dramatic anime type of show.
Right.
But there's been a lot of that this season. Last episode was really intense because we had that I don't know if you remember the family that they were trying to like the
like,
kids were trying to get them
family.
exorcised out of that area, and then come to find out it was just like a sad
family that died and wanted to just stay together in their like entity land.
And like Mob was the only one who could truly understand what was happening and like fighting that urge to want to do what's asked of him and exorcise the spirits, which is what he's used to doing. And then like having to have that guilt and that burden to be like, hey, they're not evil. There's more to this scenario than what you guys are assuming. And like he was really torn over it. And then it even seemed like later on he was kind of worried about his own powers, like the amount of power that he has. And Reagan was even kind of looking over that. And it's weird how Reagan has like these moments, like even though he's kind of a charlatan, he still has these moments where he actually he cares about Mob. He has that connection, but it's like he's also kind of a joke. But even he was like he could tell that Mob was stressed
to where he was like, all right, well,
we
got rid of
salt and whatever,
we got rid
and
of
was
him,
like
and even though he knew like they didn't, he like went along with it for Mom. So
but anyway, we were at like 67% or something like that. Mob's like building up his emotional energy. But I'm excited to see where it goes from here. The season started off really great. Yeah. So let's jump into it and see what's going on.
Let's do it.
Oh, damn. He's the real deal. Yep. Yeah. I love that he says like the real deal too. Yeah.
Costume party?
I was like, it looks like low-level hero. Oh, nice. Oh, are they all psychics? She like possessed or something. Is it just me or is it creepy, like the fact she's like shackled down, but there's like just bears all over? Yeah, like it just makes it kind of extra creepy.
That does make it like extra creepy.
He's like, money?
This is the first time we've seen him actually care about money, I think. Like he does, but not like that. He's gonna brawl.
They're all like defeated.
I love that he's so like, he's such a good like con artist.
I wonder if like one of the bears was haunted and it like went into her or something. Or is that just for creep factor?
Oh my god.
Is she trying to like... Yeah, she's trying to cast doubt on him. Yeah, yeah. She's trying to trick him.
Yeah. Oh. Is he possessed? No, she's weird too.
Oh shit! Did that dude undo the shackle? Oh damn! Yo, that's freaking crazy.
Oh my god. Oh gosh.
What the?
Damn.
Is this the dude who is the one who came after Dimple in the beginning?
Maybe.
最上には裏の顔があった。聖者と死者、それぞれの最後に関わる日常が当たり前になることで、奴は壊れていった。
Oh wow.
そんな頃だ。奴は
this is up, yeah.
上に現れたのは。
Damn.
私はお前を取り込みに来たんだ。取り込むって、こいつ人間なのにレイスを体内に吸収してる。俺様の空気が体に。
So part of Dimple is in this guy.
So is this the spirit that's in the gorilla? I take it.
Maybe.
ちょっと待った。
Yeah.
その話何の関係がある？ありゃ本人だよ。
Yup. Oh shit.
Oh my god, you see the
Oh,
bruising
shit.
on the neck?
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
やはりこんな程度か。質が低い。
Wow. I was like, isn't this dude like the leader of everybody? Why is he not?
It's a shame I'm so bad at it.
Why aren't they all just teaming together? Why are they waiting to take their turn?
Oh god.
Oh, snap.
It like flees.
Oh, snap. So this, now Mob's gonna step up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Impaled him.
Can't get paid
Damn,
now
did you see that
either.
giant hole?
Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
77%. Well, see, now they're at least trying to team up, but it's still not working.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh my gosh. He's like destroying that little girl's body, yeah. Oh my god, we gotta see the wheel! Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
Is she gonna fall?
She's still gonna be messed up.
Yeah.
Her dad's dead now. Like.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh my gosh. Can Dimple do something? Because like...
だがその間お前の肉体は無防具になるぜ。それに幽体になったところで侵入を拒絶して。
And can't they essentially just jump into Mob if Mob jumps into her?
Yeah.
少しの間、憑依して僕の体を守ってくれないかな。おお、すげえ、俺にも見える。
Nice.
Get in there, Dimple.
Damn. See, that's what I was thinking. Yo, there we go.
Dimple.
She She looks so creepy with like the merged version.
Yeah. Where's
I wonder
Mom?
if they're
Why
gonna
don't Mom get
remember
in there?
Dimple.
ここから出て行ってください。
Look how like polite he is. Please leave this body.
はい。でもあまりに人間っぽいので。
He's naked too.
I was gonna say, how come he's dressed in Mom's naked?
素晴らしい力
Why
だ。
is he naked?
もう少し見せてくれないか。
That's so creepy. Nice. Oh, damn.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
すべては感情が生むものだ。
Oh wow.
人間が持つ最大の特徴がその豊富な感情だ。私はわざと君を受け入れたんだ。ではここで問題だ。幸せに暮らしている。
Oh my god. What the hell?
どちらの方が強い感情が育つと思う？その点を踏まえれば、君は今よりもっと強く変わることができる。世界の見方を
That's crazy looking.
協力してやろうか。超能力も使えなく
Oh,
してやる。
damn.
視点が違えば世界は別物だ。その上で超能力の使えない君を観察させてもらおう。
So, I'm so confused. What about everybody else? Like, okay, I could understand if he could overpower Mob and like mess with his memories and then just put him back in his house. Right? But what about everybody else in his life? What about everything else that's been, all the other psychics that were there? What about Reagan? What about Dimple? What about,
Right.
you know what I mean? So unless this is like not real and he's like actually in a dream now,
Yeah.
how, like...
Because whenever we first saw him waking up and he's like, it's morning, I was like, oh, is all of that a dream?
Yeah, but what
But
I'm
then it says, oh gosh, her nails just went to me. Yeah, I was like, was that a dream? But then he started saying the stuff he was saying about
being able to change his memories and turn
Yeah.
off his ESP.
Right. But does that turn off the counter? Because he said that it was emotions that caused that.
Well, I look at it as like just a block. Like there's a block in place that just, you know, turned on. It's like if you think of like Avatar or Korra, like stopping someone's bending is like a temporary or sometimes permanent thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's what I think happened. But I'm like, how did it go from he's inside this person's body, whatever, to like messed with memories in bed at home?
Right.
Like, how did it get from one place to the other is what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
And, like, it feels very weird. It's like got like a time element to it, like a time travel element to it, almost like a... But it's kind of beyond what we've seen from what was happening.
Right.
But it does make sense for, like, how the story's been going for there to be some sort of story arc where Mob can't control his powers. Or Mob doesn't have his powers.
Right.
Because he's been so stressful over, like, the, you know, with great power comes great responsibility thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, him struggling with his coming-of-age story, which I talked about before, also with having these great powers.
Right, and also, like,
So
it's always seemed like he's just been able to just defeat everything with ease.
Yeah.
And I liked in this episode how, like, he wasn't able to do that. It was, like, stressful and, like, harder for him. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and he got outsmarted.
Yeah, and he had to, like,
we think.
Yeah.
We haven't seen how this ends.
He had to go, like, through different measures to actually get rid of this Esper.
Well, and to be
Demon?
able... Well, now it's a vengeful spirit. Previously.
Yeah.
You know, but he... the fact that he's willing to put his own body at risk and have Dimple take over his body to try to go and, you know, essentially save this girl by giving himself up.
Right.
Just shows so much about his character, about what we love.
Yeah, and the fact that he had control of this dude, girl, the guy and the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like hurting the girl's actual body. And
Yeah,
so he
well,
like
just
he took
breaking their
that
hands and
control
stuff.
back. He like turned off the
Yeah.
you know.
That was freaking, just like, I'm just thinking of the hands and like the fingers just breaking.
Yeah,
and, like,
because like whenever that girl's like cleared of the spirit, she's gonna have these broken bones.
Well, and her dad.
Yeah, and knowing that she actually is the one who killed him. Like, that
her
sucks.
body at least was.
Also, was that first time on-screen death?
I mean,
because like
we've seen spirits.
Right, but like this was like a straight up like friggin' shown.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to tell because we see so much destruction and like when he's casting out the characters and stuff, it's like,
yeah,
technically that's like a death, but
yeah, this was like pretty. That was violent, and
it was a very violent episode in
completely. General. We saw it all. We saw, and then also whenever Mob was inside of the girl and he basically exploded the dude.
Oh yeah, where his body was just laying there.
His torso,
but that's what was
head.
weird. It was like this odd like dream realm where like, you know, things kept resetting and stuff like that. And
once he got inside of her, that's when I was like, all right, I kind of lost. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know what happened from there. Like
well, it was
it's
like
kind
a
of
trap. The
confusing.
psychic said he like allowed Mob to come in because that was how he was gonna trap Mob.
Yeah. So did Mob turn to stone?
In that, that's what I'm saying. Like, what was happening in that realm, in that like little
and how did
sleep
he escape?
state wasn't real.
How did he get back? Like,
I don't think he escaped. Well, it was like real, as in like you think of it as just all of kind of a dream or just a mental state, like a mental sandbox. Like those things were happening, but not like actually happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just. That's why I'm like, is this still within that realm? Is he just making him dream this stuff? Because okay, so say Mob's spirit or whatever is still inside the girl with the evil, vengeful spirit, right?
Yes.
Can he make Mob go into a dream state? Okay. And block his ESP, like at least mentally make him think in the dream that it's blocked, right?
Yeah.
So that Mob gets super emotional, and then this dude can just feed off of his
energies. Because that's basically what he was doing anyway, was feeding off of all those energies.
Exactly, like how he was trying to eat Dimple's energy and stuff too.
energy.
So that's what I'm thinking. That's like my theory, because it doesn't just make sense that he would just be released and back home and whatever, you know, and
right,
it was weird. It seems
like
it would be like a dream or like something.
For some, yeah,
But they could explain it next episode and Regan just be like, you're home.
Or he could literally walk into Regan's office and be like, I had this crazy dream. And that whole episode was just made up.
Mm-hmm. But we had the narrator at the end, like
right.
the crow that was that spirit or whatever.
Right. So it makes me think too, like it could have like not been a dream. It could have literally been this, you know, vengeful spirit came into Mob's house while he was sleeping and put this dream in his head.
I think he's
and took his spirit, his ESP. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be they're still within the dream now, like in episodes going forward.
Okay. I don't know.
That's my theory. My theory isn't going to be that it has been a dream the whole time, but like that whole battle, everything went down with the dad and all that, and like now from this point on, he's still in that dream world.
Yeah. Okay.
Then again, we've been known to be wrong.
I have a feeling that it was in some way some type of dream. Whether he was just dreaming and it was just completely all made up and we're like question mark on why we even needed that episode. Mm-hmm. Or it was that guy, this vengeful spirit, came into Mob's head and put that whole dream sequence into his dream for a reason and turned off his ESP to use his power.
That could be too, though. Like,
yeah.
But that makes it seem more like a mentor role than an evil role.
Yeah.
That's more like, I'm going to teach him what life is like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more of like almost like a mentoring
But the fact
role.
that like it all being like an actual real thing that went down, and all those people in that room, they all have memory of what they saw.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, it was just kind of intense for people to not like. make a bigger thing about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just going to go on and like, oh, that happened. Nobody's going to say anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Mob doesn't remember it, but what about all the other people, like you said?
Well, that's why I'm thinking he's still within that dream state now. Like,
yeah.
all those people, like, even though this could last like 5 episodes, it'll really have only been like 2 minutes in the dream. You know what I mean? And like all this stuff's still going on exterior, you know, in the exterior. I don't know.
I have no clue.
Let us know what you thought in the comment section down below. Like it if you did. Sub if you don't already. Shout out to our patrons. Also, full and early reactions up on Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. You really don't know what it means. It means the world. We'll be back with more videos soon. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.